How's it going, guys? Cody, guys, back again, dropping yet another video. Right, guys, this is a story in the Stoke-on-Trent Live, link in the description below, like I always do. The story reads, this prison officer, 34, smuggled drugs into Staffordshire jail in her knickers after falling for a convicted killer. Now, look at the state of her. Now, this prisoner, I'll tell you straight, just by looking at the woman, he was using her. She fell in love with him. He then manipulated her, like many prisoners do, for her to bring drugs into the prison. That's what's happened. He's not fallen in love with her. He's used her. Right, but yeah, that's her, guys. Gemma Farr, who had worked at HMP Dovegate. It's not HMP because it's a private jail. For 7 years, now is behind bars herself. A prison officer who struck up a romance with a convicted killer has now been jailed for smuggling drugs into the prison. Gemma Farr, who worked at HMP Dovegate for 7 years, is now behind bars herself for her role in a smuggling ring. The 34-year-old was caught after rumours began to swirl in September of 2017 that she had fallen in love with a prisoner serving a life sentence for a killing. Prison bosses alerted police after suspicions were raised over Farr's conduct and her routine of regularly leaving the grounds of the prison in Marchington near Uttoxeter. Investigators found Farr, who was employed as a rehabilitation officer. Well, she shouldn't have had a job then, because rehabilitation doesn't go on in prisons. It's a political word. Arranged regular meetings with Salford man Peter Cochran in a nearby pub car park where the banned items were handed over. In police interviews, Farr from Draycott indicated she smuggled the consignments of phones and steroids into jail by hiding there in her underwear. Analysis of her phone revealed that more than 1,500 points of contact, including calls, texts and WhatsApp messages between June and September 2017. A number was suspected of being to a pool phone used secretly by prisoners. Inside the prison, inmate Ricky Walsh, aged 34, was trying to flush a Samsung handset down the cell toilet during a lockdown search. He's serving a minimum 10-year sentence for robbery and gun possession. At Birmingham Crown Court yesterday, Farr was jailed for 32 months after admitting conspiracy to supply steroids and phones into a prison. A third charge of misconduct in a public office was left to lie on file. Walsh, who was the inside man orchestrating the flow of drugs and phones into Dovegate, will be sentenced at a later date. The money was funneled through Walsh's partner, Louise Briley. Briley, aged 34, of Manchester, was ordered to carry out 200 hours unpaid work after admitting money laundering by taking deposits into her bank account from associates of prisoners who used the smuggling ring. Peter Cochran from Salford, who gave Farr the goods in a public car park, was handed an 8-month jail sentence for his part in the supply conspiracy. The case was investigated by the Regional Prison Investigation Team, or the RPIT, part of the West Midlands Regional Organised Crime Unit. It was set up in August of 2017 and has now made over 20 successful prosecutions against prisoners or prison staff. Detective Constable Stephanie Peterson said, "This latest conviction is the result of a long-term investigation. The group involved in the conspiracy included serving prison officer, a convicted prisoner, the prisoner's partner, and an associate used to transport the illicit items. This sends a clear message to all those considering smuggling illegal items into a prison. Whatever your role, we will investigate. Offences and the perpetrators risk significant prison sentences." She got 32 months. The other one got 8 months, right? Hardly high prison sentences that they're alluding to. Like I say, guys, she's not a looker, is she? She's not a looker. So she's obviously fallen for this guy. The prisoner, that's her again. Right, well, yeah, she's brand news, guys, right? Now, how it works, right? Some prisoners do fall in love with prison officers, and prison officers fall in love with cons. It happens in every prison up and down the country. Then you get prisoners that know that the officer's interested and she's flirting with him and stuff. And then he's like, right, how can I manipulate this prison officer to get what I want, i.e. drugs, mobile phones, spice, everything in between, guys, right, getting smuggled into the prison. And these sort of prison officers like this are just used as patsies. If you're in love with a prison officer, or you're a prisoner's girlfriend, and your prisoners inside, your loved ones inside is in prison, and he asks you to bring drugs up, right, into the prison, the truth is he doesn't love you. He's using you, because if he loved you, right, he's not going to put you in a position where you could get caught, right, and end up in prison yourself, is he? No, he's not, because he loves you, and he wouldn't do that if he loved you. But these sort of women, they're just the tenner penny guys. There's loads of them in the system, loads and loads. They don't all come to light, guys. Like I say, some pass, some fly under the radar, some people don't get caught. This is happening in every prison up and down the country, in one sense or another. She's been used. Simple. She's lost a job, she's lost a career, and she's lost her freedom. Was it worth it? No. She probably wasn't even. She might not have even been getting paid. If she loves the guy, she's going to do whatever he wants, innit? Prisoners are masters of manipulation, and like I say, this is happening in prisons up and down the country, guys. Mark my words. Not surprised, not shocked. She's just an idiot, really. This Gemma Farr used. Like criminal gangs, right? You've got people on the out and you've got prisoners on the in, right? Now, like I say, drugs get into prison every which way. I'm not going to go into it, but drugs get into prison every way imaginable, and some of them are very creative and some of them are quite easy. But then if you've got an officer on the inside that works in the prison, she can go out, she can meet people on the out, take the drugs, come inside the prison. As soon as say a drug's worth £1,000 on the street, as soon as it crosses the threshold, it's going up. Might be worth 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 grand, depending on supply and demand. Like if you're the only prisoner with them drugs on the wing because there's a drought on, or there's parcels been intercepted, you can charge a premium. I've seen prisoners outbid each other for a drug because they was addicted to spice and there was a bit of a drought on. But if you've got several prisoners on the wing with the same drug, then you've got to bring your prices down, because if you don't, you'll lose business. It's a marketplace, it's a business at the end of the day. This Gemma Farr, she looks like she's got psoriasis all over her face. She's been used, guys, simple as that. Do you know what I mean? Malfeasance in a public office, that she hasn't been done for that. The judge must have taken into consideration that she'd lost a job, a career, pension, and then he's obviously going to send her down as well. So yeah, man. What do you think about the story, guys? What do you think about her? Pictures at the start. I don't blame the prisoners, guys, in this regard. Prisoners have got to do what they've got to do to make the best of a bad situation, and drugs and contraband and tobacco and mobile phones and stuff are big business within prisons. So if you can use a prison officer, use her. It's the prison officer that's the muppet. She's the one that's been used and fallen into this trap and become manipulated and stuff like that. Prisoners are masters of manipulation. He was probably telling her what he wanted her to hear so that she'd carry on bringing the drugs in and stuff. He might have fallen in love with her and they might run off in the sunset together, but I doubt it. What do you think, guys? Am I right? Am I wrong? What do you think about the story? Do you agree with it? Do you think she should have been jailed for longer? Do you think she should have got a suspended sentence? Blah, blah, blah. Like, comment, subscribe. Cody out.